Okay, welcome back again. Let's get this going again. We're going to do 3 more letters. So, you ready for this? This is the Vav. Once again, I like this one. It's so easy to draw. It is one straight line down. Yay! Uh-oh, not even a straight line. Okay, the original one looked like that though, okay? It was a hook. They say when you see it in the Bible, it was the peg hook that held up the... There was a big, huge divider between the Holy of Holies and the Most Holy of Holies, and it was divided. And it said that the word here used, Vav, is that tent hook. So we want to say that. But it also evolved because once that was down, when Jesus hung on the cross, it became a stake, the stake that held him on the cross. It is the hook, the stake. It's to secure. It's to hook. It's the tent stake even. It would hold the tent from blowing away. It is the Vav. It is what held our Lord onto the cross. The very first one looked like I said, the V here at the top, so you could kind of bang on it. One of them kind of went like that. The current Hebrew Vav looks more like that. Once again, if you were to hammer on this right here, this stake would go in and to something. And that is this letter right here. Let me see if I have something more in my notes that I forgot about the hook. The Vav. And also it's in Psalm. Don't forget to look that up, 119. And the Vav is in verse 41 through 48. So, and it talks about lifting up his hands. His hands were staked. So it's the neat comparison there to the Vav and how we're staked. Isn't that cool? We're hooked now. We are secure to God because he did that. So, once again, the Vav is the hook, the man to secure. The sound is in the modern Hebrew. It's to establish, to hook, to nail. It's a tent peg, to add. Jesus was staked to a tree with a tent peg to secure and hook and add man to, to save us. And the temple hooks that hold therein, once again, you want to remember those things. There's also a final form of the Vav. We haven't talked about that. Final form is a really amazing letter system they have in Hebrew. So they have 22 letters, but 5 of them change form. Aren't we cool that we change form too? We're not the same person we were last year. Our final form will be different. So the final form of some of these letters change, and they're so amazing when they change, and that is the final form, and what a neat way to call it. So it also has a final form, and the final form, to me, it looks like a tree of life. So there's been all kinds of ways to draw the Vav, but you just need to know it is the hook. It is what held God to the cross, but not really. It's what holds us to God, that hook right there. And we're hooked, we're staked. Next to that, we have the Zain. It's such a cool name, Zain. And it is the sword. Yes, it is. It is a beautiful little sword. This is not even a good drawing of it. I'll have to draw the Zain. The Zain was a smaller letter, and it looked like this. So let's take the sharp sword and then the handle of the sword. But it is a sword. We need to know that that's a sword. Zion, I put the Z for Zion as Zorro and the Lord at the end because his return is Zion, and we're Zionists. We're living in the time of the ends. But it really was only a sword, a small sword. Now this is really cool because this sword is also in Orion. We were talking about Orion. Right under Orion's belt is a sword here, and they call it the sword. And I think it's the Zion. Once again, if I do looking for the letters up there, if I circling around, I do A, B, C, D, and I come back to the Zion, it's right in time, and it fits right inside the Aleph. So the sword is right inside of the Lord. It's a beautiful picture, and I don't know if people see that, but it's neat. The Zion. And also, you kind of want to look at it as a timeline, because start to finish, and then here's the Lord coming. He's here through the whole thing. So it almost does the Z that we're seeing in the timeline also. You just want to kind of picture a Z or the timeline for that. Or a sword, just picture a sword. And then we have the hedge. Uh-oh, I'm missing something. Okay, the Cheth. Okay, so it is to set apart, to hedge, to wall, surround, and to protect. So looking very much like this one, but guess what? It doesn't get to be that way. It has to be closed off. It doesn't get an opening because this time we're surrounding and protecting. We're not leaving any opening. We're not leaving any gap. You were surrounded in that house. So that is a really neat letter there in Hebrew. Once again, set apart, surround, protect. Let me see if I have any other notes here. Okay, wait, I need to go back to the Zayin. The Zayin is nourishment. It's food. It can be used to cut because it's a sword. It could be used to be a harvest. It's also representative of gold. It's also representative of weapon or the seed. It's to nourish, it's to feed, it's to cut. It's the sword of the Lord and of Zion. And then once again, it's in the timeline of Psalm 119, 49 through 46. Zayin sounds like a king, the king. Zayin, it can also equal faith. And once again, the sword. And once again, I see a drawing, but one of the oldest drawings is the Zayin kind of goes more like this. So it almost looks like a cross, but remember, it is a sword. Okay, so we'll go on, and the Cheth. Okay, the Cheth is to surround, to protect, to fence in, to set apart, to divide, half inside, half outside. The Cheth is number 8. An 8 looking like this. Let's turn the 8 that way. Let's turn it this way. It's infinity. 8th day. You need to think of the symbolism there. And so once again, flipping the 8. So we're surrounded forever. For infinity, forever. Think of that. The letter 8. And surrounded by the fence. We're hedged in. And that's the Cheth. Surrounded forever. 90 degree angles. There's no openings. 3 moves to complete. The Cheth is closed and it's complete. Psalm 119, 57 through 63 to find out more about the Cheth. Okay, those are the next 3 letters, and so excited, glad you came. Next time, hopefully we'll show you where they're on the stars too. And we'll move on next time. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we'll see you soon.